Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for school board.
Absolutely. My name's Teresa Maledy, and I am running for the Columbia Public School Board. The reason I'm running for the school board really is based on my strong belief and support of the public school system. And so my story starts probably 20 years ago when I chose to move back to Columbia after living in Kansas City for 16 years. I had two sons that were part of the Kansas City School District. They were having a good experience, but there was a lot of conversation about future accreditation, and I was concerned about the quality of education they might be able to receive. I remembered growing up here in Columbia. I'm a product of the Columbia Public Schools and felt like the community really supported the public schools here, and that's what I wanted for my boys. So we moved back 20 years ago. Then I supported the Columbia Public Schools by serving on a variety of committees that helped promote education to the voters about the tax levies and also to the bond issues. I also supported my passion for, or demonstrated my passion for education through different organizations. For example, the Coordinating Board for Early Childhood Education, the Alliance for Childhood Education, which is more of a policy-driven organization that was started originally in Kansas City, and then most recently for the Cradle to Career Alliance, which is based here in Columbia. So those were active ways for me to support my passion in education in the Columbia community. I'm retiring at the end of June after 37 years with Commerce Bank, and I felt I would have more time available to devote to education and students, and so I chose to run for the school board.
If elected to the school board, what will be your top priorities for the district?
The top priorities I have are three. The first one is to decrease and eventually close the achievement gap among all demographics. I've become very keenly aware of that through the work I've done with the Cradle to Career Alliance, and I think it's achievable. I do think it will take a community effort and everybody working together, but that's top priority. Second, I really would like to develop a strategy for attracting and retaining quality teachers. Across the board, most industries are having trouble attracting talent, and I think it's especially pronounced in the education field, so we need to be creative and find ways to attract and retain. The other one is to really make sure that we, meaning the school board and the school district, continue to earn the trust and confidence and also continuing financial support of the community so that we are able to address our fairly rapid growth and retain those teachers I was talking about.
One of the issues the Chamber is advocating for is the ability for the school district to work with the city to create a partnership to transport kids to and from school. What are your thoughts of this proposal, and are you supportive?
Many years ago, when I was growing up here in Columbia and attending public schools in junior high and high school, I personally used the city buses quite frequently. So personally, I think it's a good idea. I also recognize that times are different now, though, and so we need to make sure that we feel our students are safe and we take the proper precautions to protect our students. I really applaud the city and also the school district for working for a creative solution to help really maximize taxpayer dollars, so I'm very supportive.
Tell us one thing the public might not know about you.
Well, I mentioned that I'm a product of the Columbia Public Schools, and then I had older children that have graduated from Columbia Public Schools. Some might not know that I currently have 3 students in the Columbia Public Schools. I have a 4th grader, a 2nd grader, and a kindergartner at Grant Elementary. And I find that valuable because I have a continuum of perspective on Columbia Public Schools, and I am very keenly aware of the amount of commitment it takes for the teachers in today's environment. So I would say that might be one of the things that not everybody knows about me.
In closing, tell us why voters should support you.
I would say several different reasons. One, throughout the years that I've been back in Columbia, for 20 years, I've demonstrated my commitment to the Columbia Public Schools through supporting and educating voters on tax levies and bond issues. I've also demonstrated my passion for education through the organizations I mentioned. I also feel that after 37 years at working for a very well-run company and having 30 plus years in leadership, I've learned a lot about business and also how a business runs that will be transferable to the school districts. So, for example, budgeting, facility, human resource issues, and a lot of those business acumen that I've developed, I'm going to be able to use those for the school district. The other thing that I believe I'll bring to the table is the relationships I've built in the community will be ones that I can use to help expand the reach of the school board and help build community support.